The Wayne Ayers Podcast. The Wayne Ayers Podcast. Woohoo! Time to wake your ass up for a blessed day.
Pretty good. I'm so happy to even talk to you because honestly, I know we got to talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta, but I did track in high school. We did 400-meter event. I used to watch you, Karani James, all that. So before I even get to track stuff, I just wanted to just pay homage. You're one of the greatest of all time.
Thank you.
Yeah. Before I even want to get started the track though, we gotta talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Sure.
How has life been since joining? I know it has to be crazy.
Oh yeah. So it's funny, when I was competing, obviously I would get recognized in Jamaica and New York where people love track and field, and of course in Europe and stuff. But now since filming the show, it's insane because I feel like the Housewives, first of all, the Bravo fans are just incredible, but it's people you would never expect that watch the show, that are so vested in it. So it's been really cool especially when people come up and they connect with my stories, or, I had a hard time deciding if I want a baby number 2, or I love that your family all lives together. I think it's really fun when people connect with me on that stuff.
No, that's amazing. How was it comparing filming this season to the last to your first season?
Oh, this season was way better to film. The first season was tough, because obviously I'm coming into this very well-established franchise, and there's so many relationships that are already there. There's so much history. So I'm trying to be myself and get to know everyone, and it was challenging. But this season, I would say I felt like I really was a part of the group, and I've started to really build genuine relationships, and there was real skin in the game, and it was very significant. So yeah, this season was really fun.
Did you ever did you ever watch the first season of your first season?
I watched most of it.
Do you ever look back, have any cringe moments oh man, why did I do that? Was there any certain scenes that you're man, I wish I didn't do that? Was there a certain scene for you?
There was definitely a cringe moment for me in one of the last episodes in Jamaica, when I feel like Kenya is going back and forth with me, and then I'm why never just chat patois and just just cross her off. So that was the cringe moment for me. The rest of it wasn't too bad, but I hated that moment because I was in my head trying to remember all the stuff, and I feel like I was so tired. I had worked so hard with iFit. I was just over it.
No, I know. The show looks amazing. I'm glad you're on it. I know, I feel like professional athletes criticism is different from reality TV shows criticism, because there's so much people in your business, and I feel like you're not athletes. You're judging performance more so right. They're judging on your lives and everything. How have you handled that? I know there's a difference there.
Yeah, that's a really good question, Wayne, because I think that I feel like my sports background has helped me so much for reality television, because I think that, in sports, people do have a lot to say about your performance, or when you lose a big race and they're oh, you're not a big meat competitor, all that kind of stuff. And I had to get used to shutting that all off. I wouldn't read it. I wouldn't, subscribe to it. My dad always tell me you don't want to get too high. You don't want to get too low. You just want to stay humble, stay in the middle, So to be honest, I didn't read a lot of feedback from the show. I tried to stay away from that stuff because I feel like people's opinions can be fickle. One day they love you, one day they don't. So I just try not to invest too much into people's opinions of me or my decisions or my family. And I just keep, trying to be the best version of myself, and, showing up authentically on the show and bringing Black excellence and Black love and all those things.
Okay, that's good, Kyle. You're not one of those people that go look online, be yo, and then clap back at them. I'm totally the opposite. I'll be what do you guys say about me?
I have friends like that who read everything and have a clap back and everything. I don't have the energy, the time, the desire to go back and forth. I mean, let me not lie. There were a few things that I saw that I did respond to, but I try to get too caught up into it.
No, cause like me personally, I be seeing stuff like I go look for like the criticism, like, hey, if you're telling me such and such, like I don't like the way you did this, and you're listing them out, I'm okay. I'm gonna listen to you because I want to see what you're talking about. But you're
Yeah.
just over here, just have no context to it. I'm all right. I know I might respond here and there, but no, I feel you though. But what's like, where are you like most excited for fantasy this season?
Oh man, so this season literally felt like two seasons in one. I'm not gonna lie. Like literally halfway through, I felt like, wait a minute, it's like I forgot half the stuff that happened early in the season. It was so jam packed, and I really feel like last season was like a rebuilding of the franchise. You know, it's like they brought me on. Drew was second season. It was like a lot of people left. So this year, it feels to me like there's really a sisterhood. It feels like we go through some real stuff. It's like, and then I think always the part that makes the show so special is outside of our own, like our journeys as friends and sisters and all that. We have so much going on in our personal lives, and everyone's personal story is just so like compelling, and so many things are changing. So I'm just excited for people to see like this authentic friendship continue to grow. I'm excited for them to see like my friendships, who I kind of get closer to, and how it gets a little bit hard sometimes to like this. You love this friend, they get in a fight. Like, how do you? Huh? So it's a lot. It's a very, very dramatic, authentic, fun season.
Okay, because I have to ask you about a couple people. Cause I know, like when you and Drew like first, I feel like you guys were first bonding, and then things just turned left. I know, like she recently just got in a divorce. Like, have you guys had a heart to heart at all, or no?
Yeah. So, everything else aside, I was truly and still am truly heartbroken for Drew and Ralph. Like, so I met them like a few weeks prior to us starting to film, and I loved them. I thought they were a great couple. Obviously, Ross and I were new to Atlanta. I thought they would be like a great couple for us to spend time with, have fun with. And obviously, we went through our stuff on the show. And I knew that they were going through some things, but I 100% thought they would be able to work through it. So I was really, really heartbroken for her when I heard the news, because I was literally at the birthday party she threw for him like a week or two earlier, his 40th birthday party, and they looked happy. So yes, we've connected. I've been keeping up with her, checking on both of them. Because like there's children involved. There's three beautiful kids involved. So yeah, that really broke my heart.
Okay, that's good to hear. Kind of like some people still be like, no, I'm still against this person. But like, there's some situations you gotta be like, yo, yeah,
Definitely.
no. How is your relationship with Kenya this season? Cause I know like that was like a big thing last season.
Yes. Our relationship ebbs and flows. And I always say, I feel like me and Kenya should be able to like have a great time. And we do. When we're one-on-one, we're cool. It's sometimes just the group dynamics that throws us off. And I feel like she won't admit it, but I feel like it's because Marlo and I are so close. I feel like sometimes she just be like, ah. And I'm like, you can't be like that. Like I could be friends with who I want to be friends with. So, but we you have to watch and see. Our thing is a little bit like a roller coaster.
No, what were your thoughts about the first I know they just released like the sneak peek trailer like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts about that? I was like, damn, there's so much things going on here and there. Like Candy was over here crying like because she didn't want to beat her up. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, wait. I was like, what's going on here?
The teaser was insane, and that's not even 1/100th of everything that happened. Like when I talked to my producer, I was like, dang, like y'all left this out there. They're like, girl, we couldn't even slice it down because it was so much. So yeah, it's intense. And when Candy says she ready to headbutt somebody, it's gonna be a good scene.
Like, yo, I was like, wait, what's going on? I kind of want to see this like now. Like, well, you guys can't just drop this and not like, but all right, we'll give it to y'all in a month later. Like, I was like, wait, what's going on? No, I was just like, yo, that trailer, they sell the trailer. Has you ever been like a housewife from like any franchise that you like really want to work with?
It's a good question. I mean, the one housewife that I feel like very connected to, because I feel like we have a lot of the similar energy and vibe, is Dr. Wendy Osefo from Potomac. She also does like broadcasting, commentating, all that kind of stuff. And we've connected. I met her at BravoCon in person. So that was really nice. I really, really love her. But otherwise than that, I kind of love my crew. Like I love the Atlanta Housewives.
No, people say it's the best one. So,
Yes, I agree.
I know like sometimes when you guys film, you can't get everything in the show. Has there ever been like a scene that got cut that you wish made the show?
Yeah, that's a good question. So last season, Ross and I filmed a scene. We were at like a mountain climbing place, and we had never done it before, like in real life. So when we were doing it for the show, it was so funny. Like we fell off the thing, and then I beat him the last one, and I was so mad because I thought that was such a fun. Like I love like family fun stuff, because I think it just adds character to who we are. So that scene I wished would have made it last year. I don't know about this season yet because we filmed so much stuff. So I'll have to wait and see what doesn't make the cut this year. But last year I was a little bummed that that scene didn't make it. We were talking about, the baby stuff and really trying to figure out baby number 2 in that episode, in that scene. And it didn't make it.
How's that going? I know you just recently talked about too.
Go ahead.
Oh, my bad. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
And then there was another scene. I just remembered it. Me, Marlo, and Sheree shot. They were both mad about where we went to like a dance class, but it was like with those sexy I forget what they call them, but like the silk that comes out this like out the roof, like the ceiling, and then you do like all this dances. We had a bomb scene there, and they did not show it. I was like, how could they cut this?
No, yeah, that actually people would probably be interested in seeing
Yes.
that. I don't know. No, yeah, I don't know how they cut that one too. No, that's a very good question. But what has been your most what's your like favorite moment and like least favorite moment of filming?
My favorite moment of filming last season was bringing the girls to Jamaica. I thought that was so cool to get to bring them back to, where I'm from and to bring, put Jamaica like on the show. I thought that was great. I know Jamaica been on the show before, but for me to host my own trip and to go to Jamaica, I really loved that. I would say probably, the hardest part of filming. I'm here for all of it, right? Like, I think what makes these shows great, I think if you're open to it, is none of us are perfect. You know what I mean? We make mistakes. We forget to say something. You do all this stuff, but it's like, I feel like there's a holistic picture of people that you get to see on reality TV that is very unique. So I try to give myself grace and take things on the chin, whatever happens, have fun with it. So overall, I think it's always fun and it's a good experience. And it's fun to see how they edit it and how crazy they make you look in certain scenes. But it's fun.
Yeah, I feel like they be having y'all be looking crazy sometimes in certain scenes. even a trailer, because I forgot who said it. They said the guys going to Portugal, and then somebody like the next clip right after that they said Spain. I said, please don't tell me they were talking about like they said. You know what I'm saying? The way they clipped it, I said, but you could tell they're two different scenes.
There were two different scenes,
yeah. I said, please don't tell me they're like you know what I'm saying? I was like, I think
don't know what to say.
I said, come on, man, y'all can't make her look like that. I said, the way y'all
sometimes it be a little bit tricky. You be like, no, I didn't say that right there.
What are your thoughts about that? Cause I know you'd be like, yo, come on, man. I know.
Listen, I'm not mad because most of the times I feel like I get a pretty good edit, so I'm not really tripping on the edits. But I think, I do think at the end of the day, it is a television show. And it is for entertainment. So I think that they always try to pull out the most fun, most salacious parts of the show to make people want to tune in and to be entertained. So, it is what it is.
No, yeah. I know sometimes like people out there, the conspiracy theories, be like, this is scripted and everything. Do you ever feel like you have to play yourself up for like reality television?
That's a really good question. I think that's the worst thing you could do. I think that there was a time when reality TV people were like, scripted or trying to do all of these things. But I think now the viewer knows and appreciates authenticity. And so I think that when you're trying too hard, it doesn't work. So I think when you're on TV, you're the biggest version of yourself. Like, like I'm going to be like, I'm not going to be like Dread, like walking around, like, moping around. So I think that, yes, you are the best version of yourself, but I certainly don't think that it's scripted. And one of the things that I was pleasantly surprised about this show is that this show is not scripted. Like when you show up, like the producers never cut the scene. They never come in. Like there's no like, oh, do that again. There's no redo. Because I would have redone that scene with Kenya if I could. It just is. It just really is. I think what makes the show what it is that it's like almost like a social experiment of women who are like big personalities, who have, big energy, going to, coming
Oh, what's going on?
Uh-oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, okay, cool. I can hear you.
Okay.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, so I was saying, I think what makes the shows work is that it's almost like a social experiment, right? Because you get these women with big personalities, big dreams, big bravada, coming together, trying to build friendships, and all hell breaks loose every time.
No, yeah. I want to know, like, cause how is it like? How has it been like with your relationship, like, with your husband, Aaron,
Yeah.
like since filming? Cause I know like you guys are putting like your personal stuff out there sometimes. So
Yeah.
is it like more challenging, or is it still like the same? You guys still have the same dynamic?
No, it's funny because I think that this last season the show actually brought us closer together.
Oh,
Um
dope.
and for that I'm really appreciative. I think we went into this project knowing that it can be hard on relationships. And obviously Ross and I have a great foundation. We've been together for 20 years. So we've just always loved and supported and respected each other through our other, jobs and businesses and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to say that it's easy, but I think when you have an understanding with your partner, it makes it, it makes it where the journey is a little bit easier. So this upcoming season, obviously, you guys know we're talking a lot about having baby number 2 last season. That's going to be a thing this year. Ross wants the family, wants us to all separate. He's like the nine.
Yeah, I saw.
Over it. So, that's a thing. But through it all, I feel like at the end of the day, Ross and I are always a team working together. And for that, I'm so grateful.
No, that's really good because sometimes it's the other way around. Like you get on the show and then it's like the relationship's over. So that's good that you guys are getting closer. I got some track and field questions for you because we did the same event and you're the GOAT at your event pretty much. So like, my first question for you is like, what was like the most difficult part? I know 400 meters. What's like the hardest 100 meters for you to run?
The
I
hardest
know, like, yeah, out of the 400.
That's a good question. The hardest physically was the last 100, but the hardest for me to always get right was the second 100. So like we would have a strategy. Yes, like you go too fast and then you tire out coming home, and it just like always would throw off my race. So the second 100 was tough for me, but physically, obviously the body is breaking down and you start to feel lactic acid. So the last 100 was physically the hardest.
No, I feel you because like when I did it, I feel like that second 100, it felt like you're just running up a hill.
Yeah, good analogy.
It feels like you're just running up a hill, and then you get like the third 100. It's like okay, now you're coming down the hill, and the 400, like the last one, you're dead tired, but it's like you're just all you think about is finishing first or whatever. So yeah, but that second 100 is like oh my! I said, why did I even agree to do this event?
Very true.
No, yeah. For me, like I watched guys like Justin Gatlin, Johan Blake, Usain, of course, Karani James. Like who are your 3 like favorite people like track and field sprinters that you like grew up watching?
Oh, that's a great question. So, I was born in Jamaica, and so the women that I watched, and my first track hero was actually Merlene Ottey. She was a 100-meter sprinter that ran until she was like 41 or 51 or something insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so she was one of my very first heroes that I loved. And then Jackie Joyner-Kersee. When I moved to the States, her personality, just everything about her. I really enjoyed watching her compete. And then obviously a lot of my peers, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price, who is still killing the game. Usain Bolt, who I competed with, throughout my career. And then the young superstars now like Athing Mo and Sydney McLaughlin. The thing that I always love, and my dad used to always remind me, that's why I really always stayed grateful, is that, there's the sport's always going to continue, and there's always going to be someone that steps up and rises to the occasion. So it's always fun to see what the new athletes are doing and how they continue to move the torch and, move the sport forward. So I'm grateful I get to still commentate on it because I really do love it. And that's my new way to contribute to the sport. So it's really great.
No, that's good. Like I know I don't know if people know I feel like the practices are like for you it's probably way different because you're like world class and everything. So it's like but I just even know I was like practices, I'm like, why am I here? So like how do you even get through the practices? If anybody does track and field, they know like practices and meets is like thank God I get to do a meet. But like how was like the practices for you?
Man, practices, depending on the days were real tough. but I was always very goal oriented. And I was always like, I knew why I was doing this. And I knew that the only way to win races was to win in practice. And so, I was one of those athletes who always came to the track very seriously and came with the same, disposition and, desires that I had on race day. Like I'm coming out here to crush the workout. And then I had a great support system. Like my dad was always at every practice. My coaches were amazing. I had really good workout partners. So, that just made for a really inspiring and fun workout environment. But man, some days when we had to do like 2 800s or 3 800s or repeat 600s, I'd be like, oh my God, why did I pick the 400? Why?
I agree you on the 800. I say, I kind of just want to do the 1 and 2 now.
Exactly.
It's like,
The short sprint.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why I didn't. I was like, no, I don't know why I signed up for this. But yeah. You what was I about to say? Oh my God. Oh my goodness, I forgot what I was about to say. What was I just about to say? I am so sorry. Okay, I'm gonna go to a different question. Sydney McLaughlin, she's the star 400 meter hurdles. She's killing it. I know there's been talks about her transitioning to 400 meters. What would you like to see her do?
I'd love to steer in the 4. I think that I've held the American record now since 2006, so it's like been there for a long time. And I know that if anyone could break it, I think it would be her or Athing Mu. They both have the speed and the strength to be able to run under 49 seconds to run 48 mid. So yeah, I think that she's dominated the 400 hurdles. She has the world record. She's Olympic champ. She's world champ. So why not, attempt another event and see what you can do? So I think that her and Athing Mu will probably attempt it this year or next year. And I'm excited to see what they could do.
Yeah, that's good. Oh yeah, I was just about to ask you, like, was there like a certain like meet or race you had that you're like, man, I'm great at this sport?
Yeah, I would say it probably when I realized that I could really be great and maybe become an Olympic champion was my senior year in high school. When I broke the national high school record that still stands today, 50.69. I ran that when I was 16 years
that's
old.
Crazy. That's
yeah. So that's when I was like, okay, if I work hard, I think I could be the best in the world.
No, yeah, that's crazy. For 16 doing 50s, that's no, that's like grown men that can't even do that. So that's
right.
My last question for you, you're a 4-time Olympic gold medalist, author, wife, mom, reality TV star now. Given all your amazing success, what else do you want to accomplish in your life?
Wow, it's funny because I still feel like I haven't even scratched the surface of all the great things that I can do. And I feel like, track and field and everything has just kind of been like a, springboard, like setting a foundation for all the great things that I hope to do in the future. I want to leave an impact in the world in a positive way. So my organization, Mommy Nation, is very important to me. It's a blog and community resource that supports Black moms. Black women are 4 times more likely to die during childbirth than white women. And so I want to do my part in helping to, get rid of the Black maternal mortality rate and to provide communities to Black women and help them to have a great experience in motherhood. So that's a part of my legacy I hope to leave behind, is impacting that in a positive way. I want to be a great mom. Like I want to see my son excel. I do, tons of great things, and I hope to start more businesses. Like I think everything I've learned in my life has prepared me to be. Can you hear me, Wayne?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know what's going on right now. The Zoom
okay.
acting up. I'm sorry, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think everything that I've done in my life is preparing me to be a great entrepreneur. So I'm excited to start more businesses. I'm launching a new business on the show this year. So stay tuned for that. Support.